Good morning, this is the Paradise Unicorn Priestess, bringing you day 340 of A Course in Miracles, the Yin translation where we use female words. This would be December 6th if you're starting at the new year. The question of payment. No one can pay for therapy, for healing is of God, and she asks for nothing. It is, however, part of her plan that everything in this world be used by the Holy Spirit to help in carrying out the plan. Even an advanced therapist has some earthly needs while she is here. Should she need money, it will be given her, not in payment, but to help her better serve the plan. Money is not evil. It is nothing. But no one here can live with no illusions, for she must yet strive to have the last illusion be accepted by everyone everywhere. She has a mighty part in this one purpose for which she came. She stays here but for this, and while she stays, she will be given what she needs to stay. Only an unhealed healer would try to heal for money, and she will not succeed to the extent to which she values it, nor will she find her healing in the process. There will be those of whom the Holy Spirit asks some payment for her purpose. There will be those from whom she does not ask. It should not be the therapist who makes these decisions. There is a difference between payment and cost. To give money where God's plan allots it has no cost. To withhold it from where it rightfully belongs has enormous cost. The therapist who would do this loses the name of healer, for she could never understand what healing is. She cannot give it, and so she does not have it. The therapists of this world are indeed useless to the world's salvation. They make demands, and so they cannot give. Patients can pay only for the exchange of illusions. This indeed must demand payment, and the cost is great. A bought relationship cannot offer the only gift whereby all healing is accomplished. Forgiveness, the Holy Spirit's only dream, must have no cost. For if it does, it merely crucifies God's child again. Can this be how she is forgiven? Can this be how the dream of sin will end? The right to live is something no one need fight for. It is promised her and guaranteed by God. Therefore, it is a right the therapist and the patient share alike. If their relationship is to be holy, whatever one needs is given by the other. Whatever one lacks, the other supplies. Herein is the relationship made holy, for herein both are healed. The therapist repays the patient in gratitude, as does the patient repay her. There is no cost to either. But thanks are due to both for the release from long imprisonment and doubt. Who would not be grateful for such a gift? Yet who could possibly imagine that it could be bought? It has well been said that to her who hath shall be given. Because she has, she can give, and because she gives, she shall be given. This is the law of God and not of the world. So it is with God's healers. They give because they have heard her word and understood it. All that they need will thus be given them. But they will lose this understanding unless they remember that all they have comes only from God. If they believe they need anything from a sister, they will recognize her as a sister no longer, and if they do this, a light goes out, even in heaven. Where God's child turns against herself, she can look only upon darkness. She has herself denied the light and cannot see. One rule should always be observed. No one should be turned away because she cannot pay. No one is sent by accident to anyone. Relationships are always purposeful. Whatever their purpose may have been before the Holy Spirit entered them, they are always her potential temple, the resting place of Christ and home of God herself. Whoever comes has been sent. Perhaps she was sent to give her sister the money she needed. Both will be blessed thereby. Perhaps she was sent to teach the therapist how much she needs forgiveness and how valueless is money in comparison. Again, both will be blessed. Only in terms of cost could one have more. In sharing, everyone must gain a blessing without cost. This view of payment may well seem impractical, and in the eyes of the world it would be so. Yet not one worldly thought is really practical. How much is gained by striving for illusions? How much is lost by throwing God away? And is it possible to do so? Surely it is impractical to strive for nothing and to attempt to do what is impossible. Then stop a while, long enough to think of this. You have perhaps been seeking for salvation without recognizing where to look. Whoever asks your help can show you where. What greater gift than this could you be given? What greater gift is there that you would give? Physician, healer, therapist, teacher, heal thyself. Many will come to you carrying the gift of healing if you so elect. The Holy Spirit never refuses an invitation to enter and abide with you. She will give you endless opportunities to open the door to your salvation, for such is her function. She will also tell you exactly what your function is in every circumstance and at all times. Whoever she sends you will reach you, holding out her hand to her friend. Let the Christ in you bid her welcome, for that same Christ is in her as well. Deny her entrance, and you have denied the Christ in you. Remember the sorrowful story of the world and the glad tidings of salvation. Remember the plan of God for the restoration of joy and peace. And do not forget how very simple are the ways of God. You were lost in the darkness of the world until you asked for light, and then God sent her child to give it to you. This is it. This is the last day of text readings. From here on out, we just have the lessons and every 10th day, a new question, which tomorrow will be. So the lessons from here on out will be pretty short. Lots of time to ponder and consider and have a holy instant. Today, we're talking about something very practical. We're talking about money, about material needs being met. The Course is showing us the compassion of love. We've been taught by the world that getting your needs met is challenging and that there is scarcity to fight against. This passage says it is a law of God that nobody needs to strive to live. And remember how the Course defines death and life. Even the slightest discomfort and anxiety or depression is called death by the Course. Life is lightheartedness, laughter, joy, perfect security and safety. This is our birthright. This is the promise to us when we follow the principles of the Course. The Course is not asking us to live some sort of joyless asceticism. The Course is offering us true abundance. It's asking us to not try to sequester these things for ourselves, to plan out how we will make it happen. Rather, the Course is asking us to trust that the universe is inherently abundant. And it is only our belief that it is a scarcity trap that makes it seem so, that entropy itself is a lie. That's what the miracle says. In the ways of God, instead of going out to fight for what we need and want. What we need and want will flow to us. It's like the vision spoken of where someone was shown hell and heaven, and both looked exactly the same in one respect. In both, people were around a giant cauldron of the most delicious and nourishing ambrosia, and there were long-handled spoons that made it impossible for people to feed themselves, but easy to feed another. In hell, everyone was emaciated and starving because nobody could feed themselves. Everyone was grumpy and irritable and blaming everyone else for how hungry they were. In heaven, everyone was satisfied, well-fed, laughing, speaking lovingly to one another, and they were feeding one another with the long-handled spoons. Every bite received in the mouth, every swallow of delicious nourishment was a gift from another. That is the happy dream. That is the world of synchronicity, where each of us is led in our hearts by love to be the answer of prayer to another person. Oh yes, God is a progressive. None should ever be turned away because they cannot pay. Those who have not should be given out of love. Now we have in the text the law as it is stated in the Bible, to her who has shall be given. Because the truth under the illusion is the one who seems to have no money is still the child of God and has everything. And the teacher of God sees that. The teacher of God sees that the one who seems to have no money comes bringing salvation to that teacher. The giving comes from abundance, from generosity. If one has an abundance of money, then that is to be given. As the soul that was Jesus said to the rich boy who said, I've kept all the laws of God from my earliest days. What yet do I need to do to enter heaven? And Jesus told that one to sell all that they had and give it to the poor. The boy went away sorrowing. If the boy had joyfully received this counsel and sold all they had and given to the poor out of generosity and abundance, well, they would have received even more riches. The income would not just have matched the outflow, but exceeded it, because that is how love works. So yes, God is a progressive. It's not about taxing the rich. In the law of love, if someone found themselves rich, they would say, oh, my, look at all this abundance that I can gift to those who need it. No person would be turned away from health care because they were poor and didn't have money. Anyone who had any infirmity at all would be welcomed in and healed, and the one who was offering the healing would be healed in the process. That is the forgiving dream that opens to us when more and more of us adopt the principles taught in the Course. Today is the last day we review the question and answer, what is the ego? Tomorrow there will be a new open-ended question to ask the universe, to go with the next 10 lessons. Then we go on to lesson 340. I can be free of suffering today. Mother, I thank you for today, and for the freedom I am certain it will bring. This day is holy. For today, your child will be redeemed. Her suffering is done, for she will hear your voice directing her to find Christ's vision through forgiveness and be free forever from all suffering. Thanks for today, my mother. I was born into this world but to achieve this day and what it holds in joy and freedom for your holy child and for the world she made, which is released along with her today. Be glad today. Be glad. There is no room for anything but joy and thanks today. Our mother has redeemed her child this day. Not one of us but will be saved today. Not one who will remain in fear, and none the mother will not gather to herself. Awake in heaven, in the heart of love. This is another lesson that was made into a song by the artist Nita Bowen, and I love hearing the melody of it as I read the lesson. Check her out. And that's all for today. Happy practicing.